Thank you. So now that concludes our panel section, and we'll open up the floor. So if you have a question, we look forward to hearing your questions because you are the voters from the riding. You just stand up at your seat and our roving microphone will come to you. So I'll just point out if a few people stand up at once, I'll just give our mic guy the order. So any questions from the floor? Thank you. We're going to we'll start right, are you up there? We'll start here. Mike, right there. And then we'll go to you, sir, in the middle, and then over to you, okay?
Hi, my question is from Maurizio Bevilacqua. I was just wondering, what funding will you give to public school education, and will you try to bring the arts back in Canada after the Conservatives scrapped the funding?
Absolutely. I think it was incredible that the Conservatives would reduce the investments in the arts and culture. It was just incredible what they did. But I can tell you, as my record, as you probably may know, or you look like an individual who's followed, is that I've always advocated for great investments in the arts and scholarship for students, particular individuals that deal with the arts, because I think that the arts and culture is really what embodies the spirit of a country, embodies the spirit of a community. And to really take away funding from arts and culture is to really extract a very important ingredient that is required to build successful communities and indeed successful countries.
Thank you. And we'll go this way this time, so you have 1 minute.
Yes, the amount of money that Mr. Bevilacqua is actually talking about amounts to 1%. That's what we're talking about, 1%. And that has actually been addressed now with the Prime Minister announcing $113 million funding for the arts. As well, Mr. Bevilacqua doesn't talk about one important thing that families have now that they never had before under the Liberal Party, is that families have $500 in a tax credit to apply to the arts, not just for fitness. So it's for girls in dance, it's for theater. That tax deduction can be used for anything that applies to the arts.
Well, the arts, we look at the arts as a mirror of ourselves. I mean, think of all the, the TV stations providing multicultural programming for new immigrants who are learning to integrate into Canada, and as well, we make an investment into Canadian programming so that we establish our own Canadian culture. I mean, with 10% of people being treated for depression in North America, I think arts funding is very important. We need entertainment, and we need it, I think, more than we realize. As far as education goes, like I said before, we plan on expanding or replacing the Millennium Fund with more money, but we're devoting about $2.5 billion a year in this new program, federal forgiveness of 50% of OSAP loans upon graduation, which is, I mean, we don't see a choice in that, because even though education is more of a provincial matter, it's a great equalizer in Canada. And just as I went to university, that's where you get your opportunities from. So
thank you. And,
in regards to education, the NDP has always been a very active supporter of a decrease in tuition fees for university and college students. Right now, they are so high that a lot of families cannot afford to send one child or two children to school to get post-secondary education. Another thing that we wanted to do is we wanted to give a $1,000 grant to students who actually qualify for any sort of government loan. In regards to arts and culture, I think it's really integral to our society, to our nation, to really show the rest of the world who we are. We need to increase funding not only to arts councils, but we need to increase the funds that are there for artists themselves. Right now, they can't sustain themselves just being an artist. They have to have more than one job, and really they should be rewarded for the kind of culture that they bring.
I think that the point you make is an extremely important point, and I want to reiterate some of the issues that were cited earlier, that in fact investment in the arts is wise investment, not only in sense of nourishing an individual from an artistic and social and cultural perspective, but indeed it's the benefit that society also draws from investments in the human mind and creativity, because at the end of the day, that is what shapes new thinking and new opportunities and new horizons for societies, including our very own.